Namaste, beloveds. I have to remember not to touch my face. Let me go ahead and explain this right off the bat. I am first and foremost a very spiritual being, recognizing all spiritual existence, all spiritual life. And I placed a post on my page a couple of days ago about a mother tiger who had passed. And this mother tiger was so special. Her energy was so profound. She had given birth to 29 cubs, tiger cubs. Don't touch. She had given birth to 29 tiger cubs. 29 is 11, beloveds. That is a gateway. This was a female tiger. There is a saying about a tiger mother. You can Google it. Tiger mother. Tiger woman. There is a specific feline energy to the tigress. And so the markings you see, the mustache being left, it's all honoring that her energy. She was so beloved that she was given a grand send-off. She was given a funeral with flowers and great recognition and great honor for her being, for the spiritual being that she represented, that she is, that she was, and that she will always be. In form and without form. So that's just a brief explanation of the makeup, so you don't think, oh, Valerie just gladly had a nervous breakdown. She didn't know. I did that long, many lifetimes ago, beloved. There's a little gnat, and I'm just flying it. But to get on with today's video, this video comes with a great sense of wisdom that has been observed throughout many lifetimes, throughout many generations, that has been passed forward, and that is now ripening. And that is to its essence is also to be passed forward. If you at all look at my Facebook or my YouTube channel, you'll notice that a lot of the information that I share is basically concerning the divine feminine, the return of the divine feminine being under attack. Specifically lately has been the message that the divine feminine is under attack. And what I want to, Spirit wants me to get into exactly what that means when that comes from me. The divine feminine being under attack. Okay? That means simply that focus is once again being centered, being redirected, being consciously, significantly placed in the present moment upon the birthing of a new age. And that new age, beloved, I want you to understand that age, being the Aquarian age, is the waters of conscious awareness, the waters of subconscious awareness, the waters of unconscious awareness. This is what is being refilled. This is what is being refiltered. This is what is being represented. I watched Alchemy in You, and I'll put her link in my notes. And 333 came up for her. For me, I'll put it this way. 333 can be seen as an angel number. It is known as the Holy Trinity, magnified 3 times. 333 is 9. I am a frequency of 9. 9 is one of my higher frequencies that I operate out of, or that I choose to be present in and operate out of. 333 has very significant meanings besides just your angel numbers and your numerology that you're going to find on Google. I want you to understand the numbers. First 0, then comes 1, then comes 2. Then you add 0 and 1 and 2 together and you get 3. Okay? And that 3 to the 3rd power means that those are 3 millennial generations forward. 3 different cycles and seasons merging. Maid, mother, and crone of the divine feminine aspect coming into union, into union, into union, into union. Okay? It is very specific. It is very powerful. It is its own byproduct, and it is its own portal. It carries its own frequency. And this spectrum, this range, this particular set of numbers has a very intense story. That story it is the story of creation, beloveds. It is the multiplication. It is the reproduction. It is the male and the female coming together. It is the male and female being born outside of 0, coming together and making a divine child. It is a very particular frequency. That frequency is finding itself back into our cosmic conscious awareness through the essence of 333 being 9. Okay? And I want you to understand that 9 is the last single digit where you begin again. 10 begins all over again, 1 with a 0. 1 is 0 and 1. Understand the computer codings and everything that's here. Excuse me for, I'm trying not to touch my face. I was talking with a friend earlier and I'm telling him, I'm trying not to touch my face. They keep telling me don't touch your face. Don't stop touching your face. Back to it. Prior videos have spoken of a lot of put your shields up, because a lot of interference is getting ready to happen. A lot of darker energies are going to start springing forward and multiplying and doing their little tap dances and performing and everything else. And these energies are going to freak many people out. But, beloveds, I truly want you to understand from the depths of my being what I'm getting ready to say. Okay? Polarities. You cannot have one without inviting the other. And you must know this. You must know this. So when we were told to pray on earth as in heaven, what are you praying for? Let it be on earth as it is in heaven. What are you praying for? What earth and what heaven? Because there are many. What are you praying for? The highest heaven is without the influence of lower frequencies. They can't penetrate. They can't penetrate. They can't penetrate. They're unheard, just like dog whistles. So this is what you're praying for. So when you start to see certain things, certain people, certain experiences coming up, or being refiltered through your processing circulation system, your digestive system, your lymphatic systems, your hormonal systems, and you're reprocessing all of this information once again on these retrogrades. I believe it's Saturn retrograde right now. Understand what is taking place. You are once again walking through the fires of knowing yourself. You are purifying your own processes. You're purifying your own system. You're making corrections, you're making deletions and additions, multiplying certain things and dividing others. You're getting rid of waste, period. Waste. You're storing up what nurtures you for the next reflection cycle. In my own experience right now where I am, coming back from California, coming back from my granddaughter's graduation, my granddaughter who is 18, who is named after me. I'm sorry, who's 17, who is named after me, just graduated. She did something I did not do. She did something my mother did not do. She did something my grandmother did not do. Cycles are being broken. Contracts are being broken. Extensions are being given. Renegotiations are happening based upon renewed, re-energized, regenerated faith. What does that mean? It simply means that your conscious awareness of yourself as a being is expanding. And it's expanding in such a way, beloveds, that, how can I say, certain circles, certain spirals are reconnecting. Certain light years are intersecting with other dark years, if you want to call them that. Certain ages are now being reframed and recharged. Okay? There is a lot going on. Beloved, let me get this call. All right, beloveds, that was my auntie calling me. Like I said, there's so much at play right now. And I was just speaking to her. She was telling me some family stuff that's going on. And what came out of the conversation for me was basically what I said before I went to California on a couple of videos, that there is a lot of demonic influence. And when I say demonic influence, that means negative influence. That means influence that is lesser than positive. That means something that is going to bring your frequency and vibration down. Something that is going to degrade you. Something that is going to penetrate you and take from you. Something that is going to steal from you. Something that is going to reduce you and not build you up. Okay? Saltwater taffy popcorn flavor. Anyway, what I'm saying, beloveds, and what she was just saying to me, is that these influences, if you have your shields up and they can't come at you directly, they're going to come at you through your loved ones. They're going to come at you through your places of work and your coworkers. They're going to come at you in any situation and in any circumstance that they can. And it's going to be like a domino effect. And it's okay if it doesn't knock you flat on your ass. It can knock somebody you love flat on their ass. And you're dealing with the aftershock and the after effect of observing that hit be taken. And you don't know if that being has it within them to rise back up from it or not. They had the understanding that they need, the spiritual understanding that they need to rise back up from it, to ascend from it, to come up out of the pits of hell, to come up out of the depths of your lowest thinking, to come up out of your beastly attitudes. That was deep. And I say that was deep. And I say that was deep because the tiger came up first. The tiger is known as man-eater. The tiger exists in the most populated places on earth, in the jungles. I'm seeing very specific energy attached to this very specific form and spectrum of cat. Rising above our bestial natures, ascending into higher frequencies. That means, like I said before I was interrupted, having your shields up and no longer hearing or being affected by those lower vibrational hits, bullets, arrows, stones that are being hurled at you. Something that I came across as I was watching a YouTube channel, and it came up very randomly, and I'm like, what is this? But the energy called to me, and it was of a young lady with an Isis tattoo on her. The Isis kneeling wing spread tattoo. That's what caught my eye. And the energy said, so I went and I listened. And I learned she's going through her very dark night of the soul. And from that, I gathered the word gang stalking. Now let me make something very, very clear to you, okay? Since we're in this bestial, we're speaking on this. Gang stalking is animalistic, predatory hunting tactics. Lionesses, wolves, wolf pack, hyenas. It's not a solitary, gang stalking is not a solitary thing. It's when your whole pack targets a very specific individual, circumstance, community, race, gender, eye shape, lip shape, skin color, ideology, religion, lifestyle. And it was documented. I put it on my Facebook page, the Valerie Ames, Middle Brooklyn. It's documented to be going back all the way back to the 70s with the CIA and the FBI and the this and the that and the that and the this. Well, beloveds, we already know there's nothing new under the sun. And everything has been observed from nature. And everything has been gleaned and taken and copied and replicated from nature and duplicated by human beings and other beings. By existence, whatever that existence calls itself. Nothing and no one is untouched by existence, by the other elements of existence, by the other kingdoms of existence, by the other realms of existence, by the other galaxies of existence, by the other planets of existence, by the other multiverses. All is one, baby. And you have got to come to know that. And you've got to come to know that about yourself. And that this is what your Akashic records hold. And this is what is expanding your conscious awareness, what should be expanding your conscious awareness, your subconscious awareness, and your unconscious awareness at this time, so that you can receive, transmit, transmute, and transform more energies, older energies, more ancient energies, higher forms of energies, so that you can bring that and manifest that upon this earth. Like I said when I started off, baby. Know what you're praying for when you say, thy heaven upon earth, thy kingdom come. What kingdom you praying for? What goes on in that kingdom that you want it to be on earth? What is it about that kingdom that's so different about other kingdoms? Let me go put some more light on this because this is bothering me. All right. So, got a little bit more light in here. I was speaking on transitioning from beasts of burden, carrying around all of this ancient history, his story, lies and deceptions, and having that circulate through us, through our hearts, through our physical hearts, through our spiritual hearts, through our mental hearts, through our emotional hearts. Okay? And we're filtering all of this. And we're trying to make sense of it. And we're something just ain't right. Something is off. Something does not compute in all of this. What is it? Spirit is looking at this and saying, when are you going to know yourself? When are you going to recognize yourself? Okay, we're going to have this long and this long. From this line in the sand to this line in the sand. From this constellation to this constellation. From this revolution in this galaxy to this revolution in that galaxy. This will merge back this way. This will merge back this way. And they will become one again. Okay? 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. This energy, this multiplication, this 9. Feminine energy. This mama lion that passed, that gave birth to her 29 cubs and was celebrated as a goddess when she passed. I want you to understand, beloveds, so much goes over our heads. Why? Because we're more caught up in the domino effect of things and trying to stay ahead of it. Trying to stay one step ahead. Because that's how we've been trained. That's how we've been taught. And how do you do that? It's like a jungle sometime, baby. You got to outbeast the beast to survive. You got to become a beast to best the beast. Or so it's been told. So how does that apply? How does that apply to us, beloveds? How does that apply to this generation? This generation Z and forward. How does this apply to us? Because that motherboard needs upgrading. That was part of my conversation with Spirit about me and where I am right now and being turtle woman, going so slow, unfolding so slowly, and all of a sudden I'm hitting this impasse, this crossroads right here, and I've got all this old frequencies coming back at me to say, do you need this lesson again? Do you need this again? Well, what about this? Has this changed or has that changed? This may take you over here and take you over there, but do you remember the lesson from it? Or do you need that? What kingdom come? Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. As a sovereign being. Let me say that again. As a sovereign. As a sovereign being. Not a beast. As a sovereign being. Not a beast. You have conscious choice based upon conscious will that has been stacked to your advantage, not your disadvantage. Pack light, beloveds. Unpack all that old shit. My body. See, this is how Spirit is working with me. This is how I know Spirit is working with me. When I went to California, baby, that heat and the different things that I was going through and family and what they was going through and just humanity was going through, my whole circulation got fluid edema. I started swelling from the heat. My son, before he got up there, he had a heat stroke. I want you to understand what all of this heat means. It is not just generated from the flesh. This is spiritual heat that is being generated. This is from the ultraviolet realms, and light rays and light beings that's shining light on shit that's affecting you physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And you're connected to it all. But if you are not still enough to observe and connect the dots, you miss out on the upgrades. They're going to keep coming, and you'll get them sooner or later. But the sooner you get them, the better you are. The sooner you can unpack, the lighter you get. You understand what I'm saying? The lighter you get, the more you let go of this 3D. The higher you can fly. The more you can receive because you're empty and you're emptying. And where do you start emptying at, beloveds? I want you to understand. You start emptying on an unconscious level first. Then you start expanding that and emptying from that unconscious. Then that works itself up to that subconscious. And it starts expanding and emptying. And then you get to that, conscious of it. I'm lighter. I'm more mature. That don't bother me. That don't trigger me. That's what they're going through, and that's them. That has nothing to do with me. That's your kingdom. That's your garden. Them your garden workers that you called over there. That's how you want yours laid out. That's you. Oh, you recognize and see the flowers in my garden, but you want mine. You got yours, but you want to come over here and you want mine, and you want to tell me how to plant mine and how much sun mine need and how much what. I'm going to either let you do that, or I'm going to say, I'm my own sovereign being. Thank you very much for your help, but no. You're not welcome over here doing that way. You know? No. I got this. I value your opinion, and I'm glad you got one. But I have one as well. This is my garden, and I'm the sovereign king, queen, God, blah, 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 of it all. I'm the creator, I'm the gardener, I'm the water, I'm the whatever you want to call it, the seed thrower. I do it all over here. Yep. And no, you cannot come and dominate it. No, you cannot come plunder and rape it and steal it from it. No, you cannot. You do not have my permission. And that is why I pray. That is why I pray. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Because thy is the highest form of I. Okay? It is the I that does not have eyes. Doesn't need them. To see, to know, to be present, to discern wisdom from lies. That's the kingdom. On earth as in heaven, that I want to be fully consciously aware of. That's where I want to reside. That's where I want to plant my garden. That's where I want to get grounded and rooted at, right there. And that sweet spot, baby. And you know what? Individually, that is our inheritance. Our conscious, subconscious, and unconscious awareness. That awareness, that consciousness is existence itself. And it is a gift that was given through the breath into this body that was designed to hold it. That electrical charge that makes the heartbeat that we are one with. We have different heart rates, different heart rhythms, but you got a heart, baby, or you wouldn't be here. It's one. Be it human, animal, genetically altered, or whatever, it's still a heart. It holds the design, the creator's design. copywritten long ago. You can replicate it, often duplicate it. Nothing is new under the sun, beloveds. So no matter how others, you view others, and there are others, except there are others. Other what? Other essences, other spirits, other frequencies, other dimensions, other spectrums, other person. Now, how many different personalities do you have within your own being? So imagine that multiplied throughout the universe, beloveds. Snakes can poison as well as they have the antidote. That is the polarity. That is the paradox of universal laws. That is the wisdom of creation. That is the self-fulfilling prophecy. Beyond good and evil, that is life. That which wants to corrupt life, that which wants to take over and control life so that it only benefits itself, that is dis-ease, projected, reflected, manifested, like spores and mold and viruses and germs and bacteria. Ground yourself in the sovereignty of your created conscious gardens. Observe them. Observe those who are observing them. Observe those who want to associate or be associated with your garden, with your light, with your frequency, with your produce, with your fruit that you have produced. Pay attention to those who want to diminish them, who want to set fire to them, set blight to them, have your garden be no water. Oh, this is the borderline right here, and this water over here is mine, and you can't have none. Boundaries and borders. Territory. Land. Division. That's how you conquer. Because there is no sovereignty. And there is no collective when all is divided. And all is division. And all is chaos and war. There are no sides. There are only seasons and cycles that replicate because of the states, the conscious states of the gardens, the fluctuations, the miscommunications, the disassociations, the distance, the self-hate, the need to overregulate, the desire to judge and discriminate. It's all hate. It's all fear. What you fear? You fear that kingdom coming. That's what you fear. Why? Why? What is going to be taken from you when that kingdom comes? Because according to universal law, what you sow, you reap. What you give is what you get. So what you have been taking is what's going to be taken from you. So if you've been taking people's freedom, what's going to be taken from you? The illusion of freedom. Let me ask you something. Would you rather be a free being or a sovereign being? There's a big ass difference. Big difference. And we're so sold on the less than freedom that we give away the birthright. We give away the inheritance of our sovereignty for a little piece, a little crumb of dirt. This is my block. This is my hood. This is my country. This is my nation. This is my state. This is my clan. This is my tribe. This right here. So you're denying that you are a sovereign galactic being. Beyond space and time, you this. This is your personality. Yep, but don't try to change me, bitch. This is me, okay? Okay. You stay in that diaper as long as you need to, baby. You when you get tired of that shit and that piss and that, you'll be ready to come out of it. You'll be ready to get potty trained. You'll be ready to walk instead of crawl. You'll be ready to be independent instead of somebody supporting every little single thing you do. You will be a sovereign being. You will create and manifest and regulate your own kingdom and kinships and relationships as a sovereign being. And not as somebody's helpmeet or they mate, like you a beast of the field. Like you some bitch. Male or female. Don't make no difference. Nowadays, past, present, future, galaxies, it don't make no difference, baby. Energy is energy. And if you're vulnerable, you're vulnerable. And there are people out there that's going to get you if you're not sovereign. A sovereign being keeps the shields up. In the Bible, it's called wearing the God's holy armor. Helmet, shield, breastplate, blah, 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 blah. Nothing is new under the sun. Who are you battling? Yourself, your lower self, your shadow. And guess what? It comes in many forms and many formulations and many situations and many circumstances. And it's ancient, baby. And it knows you better than you know yourself. But you're never alone. Because just like that Trinity, you in the middle, you that consciousness, and you got that unconscious, blah, 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 and you got that subconscious, blah, 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 whether you call one positive or negative, God, devil, left, right, blah, 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 blah. You observe it all. You bring it all together. You are the discerner. You are the sovereign being. You are the sight of it all. You are the seer. You are the seeker of the truth, of the wisdom of it. What is it communicating to you? What is the language? What is the frequency? Oh, you didn't seen it before. You didn't received it before. You didn't heard it before. You didn't felt it before. You didn't witnessed it before. What is it? You don't know? Then that means you don't know yourself. Because what you're getting is only you. It's only you knocking on your door. Saying, let me in. And it's only you knocking out, let me out. That's that 333. That's that Trinity. That's that maid mother chrome. That's them eggs. That's some ovaries. Okay? That's the potential, the unlimited potential. That's the everything and the nothing. Past, present, and future. Okay? Birth, death, and rebirth. That's the cycles and seasons in motion. Ain't no escaping it. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's a self-fulfilling story. It's been written long ago. No matter what is born from someone else's freedom, to enslave your sovereignty, have faith, baby. Can't be done. Can't be done. Let me say it like this, okay? Because I'm getting, how can I say this? Hold on a moment. Okay, I had to get me a piece of candy. Beloveds, I want you to educate yourself, not with the knowledge of good and bad, Once you get beyond that, and I want you to educate yourself with the wisdom of the laws of the universe, first of all, first and foremost, because it is in the laws of the universe that you will begin to understand and understand how to place your footings, how to get your grounding, because the laws of the universe are immutable. They are not moved. They do not change. They are fixed. Ground yourself in what is immovable. When everything else moves, you don't move. Why don't you move? Because you're grounded in the laws of the universe. And when you're grounded in the laws of the universe, you have authority. You are authority. You are a sovereign being because you have what it takes to be one. When you say, move, mountain, mountain will move. Why? Because you are one with universal laws, one and all. They say it's the difference between soft candy and hard candy. And you can take that however you choose. There's so much happening, so many shifts taking place. And I want you to understand that when I'm talking about shifts, woo! As soon as I said that, I saw me walking through the airport to get to the shuttle bus, to get to the hotel where I was going to stay the night because the pilots were on strike in my city. Okay, my son had to come get me. I did more walking in that damn airport than I had done in 3 entire years. Okay? And I wasn't alone. There were two white women. One was middle-aged, and she was from South Africa. The other was about my age or maybe a couple years younger. And she was tipsy as I don't know what. Okay? But it was these two women, these two angels, as I call them, to their faces, that helped me get to my destination. And on the way there, once I got there and we were waiting on the shuttle, there was another child, another angel, I'm going to call her. And this angel was destitute. Hair was jacked, no makeup on, young girl, 2-month-old baby, by herself. Witnessing her hanging up the phone about 5-6 times on a relative who didn't understand where she was at, what frequency she was in, what she was doing. Reminded me of me. When I was by myself with my baby. When I was 17. Like I said, so much is coming around the circles, coming around the mountain, is coming back, is retrograding itself to be reflected upon, to be given a higher grade, to move it through the filter of your systems. Because as you receive it now, as it's put before you to digest and consume it now, there are nutrients in it that you find that you weren't able to get before. And those nutrients had to do with you. And you being cared for regardless of how it felt, of how your senses was judging what was going on. Spiritually, you were being cared for. No matter what the situation or circumstance was. No matter how alone you felt you were. No matter how dark shit got. No matter how dirty or gritty it got. You reflected on it, you healed. You survived. Now, whether you got a toe missing, or a finger missing, or your heart broken, or any of all of that stuff, you're here. Existence existed through you. And it needs to go further. How are you going to consciously allow existence to expand itself through you? Through your story, through your being, through your frequency, through your personalities, no matter how many of them motherfuckers you got. Okay? Angels and demons. Learn to recognize the frequencies. Listen. Excuse me for eating at something I would never have done before. Nah, I don't give a fuck. Felt juicy just to say that. But, let me... Ground yourself in your sovereignty. You are never alone. You didn't come here alone. You were born with angels and attachments and everything, all that, every existence exists. But you are a sovereign being with authority. Stand and ground yourself in your authority. And in order to know how to weld that authority, you've got to know the laws, the universal laws. And you've got to love yourself enough to put yourself in situations where they apply. And They sow and reap and harvest abundance in your life instead of lack and suffering and pain. And you're going to be tried. Your sovereignty is going to be tried. We have the story of so many gods that came to earth and took on human form, or so many gods that were worshipped and left, ascending. Those were sovereign beings. Each with a story to tell. Each with a piece and a part of existence to share. Whether it was dark or light, whether you see it as negative, neutral, or positive, it's a key to your kingdom. Be aware that when others see your lights on and you're radiating peace, and their castle and kingdom is stormy and full of chaos, or is so drought-stricken that nothing will grow, oh, they gonna want yours. What you doing? I can't get this here, so I'm gonna go take yours. I'm gonna take yours. Rape, rob, pillage, and steal. I'm gonna commit genocide. I'm gonna wipe it out of your children's minds. They're not gonna even remember it used to be theirs, or it's their true inheritance. You won't remember it because you'll be a slave. And I will dominate you so severely, so sadistically. I will drive you into masochism. Stockholm Syndrome will be your fort. And you will beg me to take care of you. You will pay me taxes to take care of you. Why? Because you know that's what God said. What God said that? What you mean what God said that? Everybody pay taxes. So some God had to say it. That's what they said at the Nicene Council, Nicaea Council, when the world came together way back then to say something. Taxes. That's what they said. Governments, religions, blah, 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 blah. We gonna rule the fuck out of you. There's no sovereignty other than ours. And the God we serve that won't 10% of what you got. What you work to keep us in power. While we take and rape. Oh, that's you gonna marry her? Oh, we get to sex her first. We get to rape the fuck out of her, and you can have, sloppy seconds if you want after my boys, my knights, my whatever. Get through with her. And we have the right because I am your Lord. I am your sovereign Lord. I've been appointed over you. Because you obviously don't know how to run your garden like it should be ran if I can come over here and take it. Okay? Your God must not be diddly squat. If your God allowed me to come over here and take what you got. Okay? And I'm going to teach that to your kids and your kids' kids and your kids' kids' kids and your kids' kids' kids. Okay? And we're going to make you so terrified and so scared of us, of our inquisitions, of our missions, of our wars and our campaigns, of our conquering and our plundering and our lordies, high lord and lordes, that you're going to bow down. We ain't going to even have to tell you. You're going to do it automatically. But you know that comes to an end. There has to be an end to that because everything changes. Universal laws. What was mine, I get back. My kingdom, my garden, my sovereignty. Mine. I get to remember and know that again. I get to devise it again. So guess what? Shields up. You reign in another dimension. You reign in another. You reign in your own kingdom. You a dog whistle. I don't even hear you. I don't see you. You don't exist. Just like there are beings around here that think, oh, the angels don't exist. I can't see them. I ain't never seen them. Little people don't exist. The fairies and the they ain't never happened. Nope. There are frequencies and spectrums. That have died off and are being reborn within this Aquarian age. They are being reseeded. Why? How? Because the frequency is being raised enough in the unconscious so that their potential can reach their full potential of manifesting into this reality called life. This reality called life, baby. Whoa, that was deep. What else, mama? Relationships, beloveds. I cannot count how many groups, how many couples, how many advertisements, I have seen lately for spiritual retreats, spiritual upgrades on relationships, be it with yourself or with a significant other, or with family members, or within a corporation or business, or with your collective. Okay? Observe. Observe. Ask yourself why. And whoa, I'll give you a little something. Sovereignty respects sovereignty. Okay? There's no need to change it, to offset it, to block it, to retard it, to put out its fire, to dampen it, to extinguish it. Sovereignty is about increase. It's about an eternal, immortal flame. And there are many of these beings who are flame keepers. And if you are of the Christian faith, you know that that number is 144,000. And there are few remaining on the earth at this time. Those beings are here to assist you into your spiritual sovereignty. They're here to assist you with the wisdom and the grounding and the tilling and the fertilizing and the seeding and the harvesting of universal laws. They won't come with a sign upon their heads. They will take many shapes, many forms. And they'll come with many tests for you. What's being tested? Your conscious awareness of your sovereignty, your choice of being a spiritual being, a conscious spiritual being, or an unconscious spiritual being. Earlier, I kept going on and on and on, and it's been just bubbling up, welling up in me. I'll put it that way because water and fire seems to be this circling, the Saturn reflection, retrograde at this time. It's really those two elements, fire and water. And they're dancing, baby, like never before. Well, like before. When I say the divine feminine is under attack, What do I mean? Instinct and intuition is being attacked. How is it being attacked, Valerie? Distraction, lies, destruction, wars, fear, hate, entanglement with beings who have attachments to them, negative attachments. And those negative attachments leech your energy. Go into your field. You start worrying about this. You start thinking about this. You start getting anxious about that. This person keeps coming up in your mind. You don't know what to do. Let me tell you what to do. You pray for that being. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. I take care of all of that. Take care of all of that, baby. Very simple prayer. Very simple. Very simple. You ain't got to get specific. You ain't got to use no ceremony, no ritualized words. Thy kingdom come. You know what thy you are invoking. Okay? That's that higher eye. And I'm not talking about no fucking Illuminati. Or none of that mess. Gang stalkers, bestiality and beast systems. Backdoor lurkers. Catfishes. Bottom feeders. Pretending they light workers. Pretending they starting these conscious communities of light and love. But yet you pimping and raping. Don't let your personalities get attached to that. Don't think you have to do something to fix that. You witness it and you let them know. You can speak on it and say what you want to say. You ain't got to dive up in there. You ain't got to go in there with a knife or a gun. You ain't got to call. You ain't got to do none of that. Do you know why? You got to pray, baby. And I know people, what do you mean you got to pray? Look at all these years of praying, they do shit. That's because you don't see what I see. It's because you don't know what I know. Because, baby, I done been in some situations. And the only thing that got me out of it was prayer. There's no logic in this man's world. That can tell you, that could convince you that wasn't spirit. That was luck. You go ahead and count on luck, then. You go ahead. That was synchronicity. That was blah, 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 blah. Baby, that was spirit. I call it what it is. Higher spirit got me out of this spot. Because lower spirits got me up in here, okay? I chose or listened or didn't listen or whatever. But you yanked up out of there. simply by using that breath that was given to you, that your heart needs to beat. That is your direct connection to life, spiritual life. That's what you pray with. You don't just sit up here and say out your mouth, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, blah, 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 blah. If that's what you're doing, yeah. Don't expect shit because ain't shit coming. If something happened, that is luck. Yep, you're right. But when your shit is connected, baby, when you tapped in and you say, mama, you say, daddy, papa, baba, whatever. Oh. She know. He know. Help him out. Why? Because every creation, clan, tribe, community will tell you that's the promise. Regardless of the story, that's how the promise goes. You got to ask. Because when you ask, that's the connection. That's the faith. That's you expanding conscious awareness, faith-wise. That's what moves that mountain. That is what establishes, grounds, and holds your sovereignty, is that faith. You look in the Bible and see when the kings and everybody lost every little thing that they had. Why? Because what's the first thing they lost? They lost their faith. When you lose your faith, you can't hold nothing. You can be dying of thirst and drown in an ocean because you don't have the faith to open your mouth and swallow. Faith is beyond belief, beloveds. That's what I say about these universal laws and these words, these old-timey words. These old-timey words is coming back, baby, and they coming back with, how can I say this? Superpowers, okay? They packing punches that, woo, supersonic, baby. You're going to need slow motion in order to just say, what you going to need retrograde and reflection time and all of this. You're going to need another couple of millennia in order to understand what was the Great Divide? Well, how did we get from here to there? And what was the great this and the great that and the this and the that and the that and the this? We're in that time period, beloveds. We're that generation. We get to be sovereign beings. We get to say what our garden is going to be. Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Quite contrary. How does your garden grow? Stop touching your face. Mm. Stop touching my face. Let's just do this. Let's just do that. Then I won't have to stop touching my face. That's gonna about do it for me, beloveds. That's just about everything I can think of. That has been going on. There's some things that I wrote. I've been trying to get in bed earlier to put my feet up, and that has cracked me up every time I've said that, because I don't know, I guess the lewd, erotic crone in me, that old juicy heifer, yeah, her, she just finds that hilarious every time I say that. You need to put your feet up. I said that to a friend, and he like, yeah, put them right here. And I'm like, see, that's why I don't mess with you. But seriously, beloveds, understand the different aspects of your being. Understand the inner child, the inner children, that energy that is young and pure and curious and bubbly and trusting and full of faith. And understand those moody teenage, don't care, don't talk to me, don't look at me, stay in my own world. Understand all the aspects about you and your personality, your personalities, if you have more than one. I have many. I tell people that all the time. My friend was like, yeah, I can tell by your wigs and your makeup. Mm-hmm. Good for you. He's like, yesterday I was talking to a mysterious child, and today you're like, I'm scared of you. And I'm aware and I'm not aware. And I've come to the ultimate conclusion to just be me. And all of them are me. Be it shadow with me cussing and having fits and throwing tantrums and can't stay focused, or being me so focused that I'm like, did you hear what I said? You know? So it is what it is. It's that's the mama, you know? And there's so many different layers. And I am so excited because there's so much that has been uncovered within my sovereign awareness in turning 57 years old, that I am just riding rockets to see what's next. And when I say what's next, what's going to come, what's going to bust loose, what's going to flow, what's going to be remembered, what's direction is the heart going to expand, how much more is it going to let in, how much more is it going to say we love ourselves, how much more is it going to say, okay, we have our blind spots have widened? How much is it going to say, okay, Valerie, see, you can transmute all the old stuff that you've picked up, the generational stuff. You don't have to keep carrying that around. You can let it go. The fact that Spirit has message for me, and I'm sharing this off the top of the dome. Spirit has deep message for me in that this edema in my legs, the legs being the support of the body, the legs being that which carries you forward, the legs being that which when you are not supported, you will fall. Circulation to the legs, from the heart to the lungs, to the legs, the oxygen, the water, the fire from the heat of the legs swelling up. All of these elements and elementals are serious messages speaking to me. And I have to still myself enough to understand the language. And I have been so out of touch with my body, my bodies, my subconscious, my conscious, my unconscious, my physical, my spiritual, my mental, my emotional. I've got to align them all in a circle. Can't have one here, one here, one at this level, one at that level, one at this percentage, one at that percentage, one at this age, one at that age, one. You gotta, just like your chakra, just like the Kundalini, that serpent has to be able to rise. Can't rise when it's got to go this way and that way. No. The spine. Standing tall. Standing centered in your sovereignty. Standing full. Fully aware of your expanding upwards ascension. Soft candy, not hard. Usually I'm into hard candy. I don't know what candy has to do with this, but okay. I don't know why it keeps coming up, but I'm spirit led. Whatever bubbles forth. It has spiritual meaning to it. Just like the makeup. And I spoke about the tigress and the tiger mummy having 29 cubs. And the goddess energy of that and the number 11. Okay, beloveds. That's going to do it for me. If you hear me talking about male friends, I am still celibate. I am going to be celibate. My spiritual guides are telling me right now that my path needs to be focused in such a way that I am not divided. So I am finding out what that is meaning. That is going to take, that is a new seed that is being sown. So I am, how can I say this? There are there are frequencies that I am awakening to within myself. And those frequencies attract. These frequencies are light frequencies. They're light codes, they're ancient light codes, they're ancient knowledge, ancient knowing. Elemental, water, fire, flame, air, earth. Ancient beyond Earth. Okay? Ancient beyond this Milky Way system. I'll put it like that. And so this is what I am receiving, transmitting, transforming, and transmuting. I'm through all of this. Some people are saying it's 3D and 5D. There's so many different ways, words, adjectives, descriptions. It's existence existing. Don't get no simpler than that. You can call it what you want, but that's what it is. When you all boil all the attachments and intelligence and this is my logic and this is my philosophy and this is my religion and this is my government and this is my patriarchal and this is my toxic femininity and my toxic masculinity and when you get rid of all that chaos, existence exists. And it exists amidst the chaos. The chaos can be there. You are not going to get rid of it. It's going to be there. Now, whether you tune into it, whether you focus all your attention on it, whether you are influenced by it, where that is the only thing you know, that's a whole fucking nother story. Dog whistle. Don't listen to that shit. Don't hear that shit. Don't focus in on it. Don't expand your conscious awareness. Be in the stillness. Be in the silence. Know that there's only one self. And it observes all others. And it doesn't say, oh, I'm greater than you. Or my language is more ancient than yours. Or this piece of land right here is better than that piece of land right there. Or my child more smarter than yours. My child prettier than yours. The stuff we come up with. Okay, beloveds. I need to shake up this energy. Okay. Shaking up the energies because, woo! Okay, good. All right, beloveds. That is going to do it. And I'll let that disperse and reverberate and reflect and radiate as it needs to. Namaste, beloveds.